Have you ever felt ignored or left out, even when you're surrounded by people you love? In today's world, we're more connected to our devices than to the ones who matter most. But what happens when we lose touch with the people closest to us? Let's take a look at a story that will make you think about the time you spend with your family and the distractions around you. Once upon a time, there was a kind-hearted teacher named Rita. She worked as an English teacher in a primary school. One day she decided to surprise her students with a test. Write a few lines on the topic, My Wish, she instructed. The students eagerly wrote their answers and handed them back. Later that evening, Rita sat down at home to check the students' work. Her husband was sitting nearby, but he was glued to his phone, scrolling through social media and playing games. The house was quiet, not because everyone was sleeping, but because everyone was busy with their own screens. Grandpa was watching videos on his mobile, Grandma was scrolling through her phone, and even Rita herself had her phone nearby. As she read through the students' answers, one particular response made her pause. Tears welled up in her eyes and started rolling down her cheeks. Her husband noticed, and for the first time that evening, put his phone down. "Why are you crying?" he asked gently. Rita held up the notebook and said, "This answer from a child touched me deeply. I asked them to write about their wishes, and one child wrote something I wasn't prepared for." "What did the child write?" her husband asked curiously. Rita took a deep breath and began reading. "My wish is that mobile phones should go far away from our house. When I come home from school, Grandpa is busy on his phone. Grandma is busy on hers too. I want to play or talk with someone, but no one talks to me. My aunt is always using her phone, and even my uncle does the same. My father comes home from work, and after finishing his task, he picks up his phone. Even my mother, when she comes home after school, uses her phone instead of talking to me. Nobody has time for me. So my wish is simple. I want mobile phones to go far away from my house. And if that can't happen, please teach me magic. I want to become a mobile phone. If I were a mobile phone, Grandpa would keep me close all the time. Grandma would love me. My aunt would spend hours with me. My father would pick me up as soon as he came home. Even my mother would finally notice me. I want to be a mobile phone so that everyone will talk to me." By the time Rita finished reading, her tears flowed freely. Her husband sat in stunned silence. "Who wrote this?" he finally asked. Rita's voice cracked as she replied, "It was written by our own son, Bobby. He's in my class. He wrote this because he feels invisible at home. No one gives him time." The room fell silent. For the first time, they both realized how deeply their habits were affecting their child. This story isn't just about Rita and her family. It's a reflection of many homes today. Mobile phones, designed to connect us, have instead driven us apart from the people who matter most, our families. So, take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you had a meaningful conversation with your loved ones without being distracted by a screen? Life is fleeting, and every moment spent with family is priceless. Put your phone down, look around, laugh, share stories, and create memories with the people you love. Remember, for the world, you might be just one person, but for your family, you are their entire world. Let this story be a gentle reminder. No gadget can replace the warmth of a loving heart or the joy of togetherness. So, what will you do today to spend more quality time with your loved ones? Remember, they don't need a phone to feel your love, just your presence.